Hey everyone, it is Jack again with Toy Dojo, and today we are taking a look at the next two installments from the X-Transbots Master Mini Series line, 84 MMX Warrior Toro and 86 MMXI Communications Coprimozzo. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, but that's the way it looks like it reads to me. This is going to be their take on a Masterpiece style Cliffjumper and Hubcap. So take a look at the box in front of us. They're nice little boxes there with some nice artwork on them. Coming around to one side, you got them in their robot mode with some art rendering there, or some pictures, whatever you want to call it. Vehicle mode's there. Going to the bottom, Stunticons all transformed up into Menasor. And then coming around to the backs of the boxes here, you put them together and you get a nice kind of line art there with some nice G1 styled, 80s styled tech specs right there. So pretty cool on these little boxes right there. Now these are pre-production samples, I will say, so there are some things that didn't come with it. Well, only one thing, and I'll tell you what they are, but it comes, well, two things actually. One instruction booklet. I didn't get the one for Hubcap, but I got the one here for Toro. And so there it is. Nice instruction booklet. It's kind of that same artwork right there. And on the inside, they're very easy to follow. Shows you all the accessories that come with it. And I know what to do with all of them except for this piece right here. And when we see that, maybe you guys know, but I don't know. It doesn't say in here what that little piece is for, so I have no idea what it's for. So the instructions are pretty simple. I mean, it tells you where everything goes, what to do with it. Everything in red is what you're going to move around. So pretty neat little instructions. And nice, again, bio card that we get. And I like these here. If you want to pause that and read it, go right ahead. So there they are. And the accessories. So I'm going to pull into both the accessories here. They're both nice little sleds with a plethora of weapons on them. Now this reminds me of Masterpiece Ironhide and Masterpiece Ratchet, where they had that accessories spot with all the accessories, and this is kind of like that. So being that they are samples, they probably have been moved around from person to person. By the time they got to me, this one was missing these two pieces here, so I don't know where they went off to, but they weren't here when I got them. It's just a little sled piece here. I'm going to take off these weapons here. And speaking of these two, these are kind of like bow staffs, I guess. You can connect them to make one large one. They'll plug in right there, and you got one large bow staff, so that's cool. You've got one gun right here with some kind of like little wings right there. Gray with some black paint. Another gun right here, if I can get it off. I can get it off, there we go. Right there, same thing, gray with some black paint on it. And then same thing over here. Another gun. And come on. Right there, gray with some black paints. And I like these little guns. These guns are pretty neat. And then it comes with this mini is really cool. And then you got these two pieces here, which are going to go on the hood of the vehicle. And this is like a little blaster, and this is a little antenna that goes onto the front of the vehicle right there. So that's really cool too. And then I'll pull this off. That's the sled piece right here where the car will fit in. We'll show that off here in a minute. And then this piece is the one I'm not sure what this goes for. It sits on there, but I don't know, like it won't go on car mode anywhere, and I don't think it goes on robot mode anywhere. So I'm not sure what it goes for. Instructions don't say. But if one of you know, please let me know in the comments below, will you? Then you got the empty tray right here. And then this gun here. So this is the gun that, if you remember from the very first episode of the 80s cartoon Transformers, Cliffjumper is standing out with Hound, and Optimus is talking to them, saying that they want them to scout the area. Well, he tells Hound that, and then Cliffjumper butts in and wants to go with, so Prime lets him. They go out scouting. They find Megatron where he's building his base. And Cliffjumper pulls this out here, and Hound's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I have Megatron dead center in my viewfinder. And he takes a shot at Megatron, misses him, which causes Soundwave to let Laserbeak go and do some reconnaissance. He heads off, finds them. They're both driving away. He shoots a missile over at Cliffjumper, and then Laserbeak chases down Hound. Cliffjumper shoots a missile, no big deal. Well, poor old Hound, who didn't want to get into this to begin with, ends up getting shot by Laserbeak and falling off a cliff, and they have to come out there and rescue him. So Cliffjumper just being a little jerk in that episode, but that's where this cannon comes from here. So pretty cool. I like that they included that. Really neat. And let's pull these off to the side here. Let's get into vehicles here. So you got Toro and you got Coprimozzo right there. And these are really cool. So they are based off of a Porsche 924, I believe the model was. And they did a really good job. This vehicle mode looks pretty awesome. It matches that same aesthetics of that Porsche there. I think everything from the lights in the front and the back, all the way down to the shape and everything else. So I think they did a great job at making us look the part. Now, it doesn't really fall into line with the Cliffjumper that we know, because if you look at him in the cartoon, he looks kind of like Bumblebee when he's in his alt mode. And he looks like one of those little penny racers, which they made him into, you know, with the toy itself. So I always thought he was just a red Bumblebee, you know, vehicle, but he's not. He's actually this vehicle right here. So again, they did a good job. I know some folks don't care for this part right here, that indentation, and that's where these pieces will go. So you got this little gun here. You're going to set that right inside there. Then you got that sitting up there. Or you can put the antenna on, which goes right here. And you have the antenna. If I put it in right. There you go. And you got the antenna that can go right there. So that's cool. But I remember, because I went back and looked at the episode of Cliffjumper shooting at Megatron. And as he's driving away, I noticed this part on his hood right here. So, I mean, that is pretty spot on to the G1 cartoon, which actually I believe that it's supposed to be more right here on the cartoon. I remember seeing it. So, I don't know if that was their intentions to do that after the cartoon or not, but it's there. Nice glossy red color, and then the windows themselves are actually a translucent plastic with some kind of dark tinted paint on it, and you can see through them. So right there you can kind of see, you can see through them with some lighting, but it's just a nice dark paint right there. Tires are plastic, but they roll really well. The rims are cool, just nice black rims right there. And like I said, he rolls really well, so no issues rolling right there. You get his little sled here, and just match the tires up beside each of these little sled pieces there. And there he is right there. He's in his little sled. And this does, there's an episode where he actually has a little sled like this in the G1 cartoon, where it's snowing and he uses this to kind of go across the snow. So that's cool that they have that as well. I like that. I think that's pretty neat. Jumping over to him. Again, exact same model here. Everything's the same except for the color and then the head sculpt. And underneath, we'll look at his underneath here. You can't see his robot head there. You can kind of make out his waist right here with his knees. But overall, really good underside there. Not a whole lot showing with aside from the head right there. It's just, again, overall, just a nice figure itself. This is a die cast right here, I believe. And this is just kind of molded plastic right here that's yellow. So and I'm pretty sure that's die cast right there. It's a different color yellow, too, than this one is here. Looking at these two guys in the front, yeah, just exactly the same, just a different color on the vehicle itself. So overall, really, really good. I'm going to bring in this guy from Ace Toys, who was Ace Toys' take on a Masterpiece hubcap. They did one for Cliffjumper as well, but I don't have it. I was just sent this one here along with these guys. And this one I like because it had a lot of die-cast metal into it, which is really cool. And it has rubber tires, which I liked. You can hear the difference in this one versus, so more quiet on this one over here, but he has a lot of problems when he's transformed into his robot mode, and a lot of that is the looseness. And I thought initially that this was like a sample piece, but no, I was told that it was an actual final piece that, you know, went out to the public, and I was like, man, that's pretty horrible. And you'll see what I mean when we get him transformed up. But overall, pretty much identical as far as the vehicle modes, the exception being the lights up here, and then right up here on top, and then also the lights in the front right there. And in the back, but I mean, as far as the shape, the size, everything looks just about the same right there. So I'm going to bring in my G2 Sideswipe, which I always use for my reviews because he's the one I have transformed up into a vehicle mode. And there he is right there. Now, I don't know if that's supposed to be the right scale or not. I have never owned a Lamborghini, and I've never owned the Porsche like this, so I can't tell you if it is the right scale or not, but that looks pretty big. I don't know if that's right or not. You guys let me know, because I have no clue. And then I'll bring in the Power of the Primes Jazz right there, just to kind of show you how he looks next to A little deluxe figure right there, deluxe car mode. There he is right there. And I believe that is that. I showed off, yeah, I showed off those pieces there. And like I said, this piece, I mean, it's not going to go anywhere here, so I don't know what this is for. I really don't. So, anyways, let's get him transformed up. And the transformation, not very difficult at all. It's actually pretty easy and pretty fun. So just take this right at the bottom here. You got a little clip that holds everything together. Flip that over like that. That's going to allow you to kind of break away this part right here. And at this point, I just like to take the doors, flip them down like this. And then also I'll flip this piece up, just kind of get it out of the way. That reveals that fake chest piece right here, which I don't mind. I actually like this because it's smaller. If it was going to be this chest piece, it'd be a lot bigger. And I actually like this smaller one right here. Still maintains that little kind of spoiler that he has on his chest when he's transformed up. So that's cool right there. Come down to the legs. I'm going to split them open right there, just like that. And then you got to go ahead and pull these out. So you're going to kind of pull out sideways, just like this. Just like that, okay? Pull that. Now, when you go back into robot mode, or rather vehicle mode, there's a tab right there. And even when you're pulling the legs out, I advise just pull this up a little bit, because right here, and let me show you, I'm going to flip this over, because that's where it has to go. So right there, you can see there is a tab right inside there. So that tab will sit inside that slot right there. So you want to make sure that when you're extending these legs out, even out of vehicle mode, or out of vehicle to robot mode, just kind of give it a little pickup, and then pull that leg out, so that way you're not kind of rubbing that tab against that right there. Okay? So once you do that, you pull the legs out, like so. Pull that back, and then this hood piece is going to slide over just like this. Pick this up, fold this back piece just down like that, and you got the leg done here. Do the same thing on the other side. Flip that down, flip it over. Oh, flip the tires in as well. Put that to the back, flip this tire in. And now you've got the back piece, or the bottom portion done right there. And pretty simple. So coming up here to this top piece here, we're going to take the arms, rotate them out, and make note of when you're going back into robot mode, the fists have to face up. And then the ball peg here has to face just like this. So you just flip that up into him like so to get it back into car mode. So take these out, flip it out, and then you got to pull on the arms right here. One is tighter than the other. I think this is the tighter one, so just take that, pull that straight out like that, rotate it around so you get that elbow bend, and then rotate his fist around. This is not as difficult, so take that, just this one's easier to pull down. Pull it down, rotate it around, come up, flip that fist around, and then come to his back piece right here, flip out his head, just like that. And these, you got to take them, and you want to rotate them around to where normally it's sitting like this. But you want to rotate it to where the window is actually now on the outside, facing this way instead of this side here. Take the window, fold it in on itself. Same thing over here. Once you take that, just rotate it right there, flip it back out, pull that window in like this. And these two pieces are going to fold inside the chest cavity right there and get those out of the way. Alright, coming up here, I want to take this back windshield and just push it up. And you're not going to push it up too much because you don't want to break it. It's meant to be pushed up, but don't be pushing it up too far. That's about right there. Because what's that allow? That allows for these tires to kind of sit back there and give it some room. So on the tires, you're going to take them and fold them flat like this. Fold it flat like this. And then from here, you're going to take these two and flip them inside just like this. All the way down to the bottom. So making sure that they're straight, because if not, they're not going to sit in there right. Okay, and you want that to be just about flat like that. And again, that window being open, you can kind of see the tires sitting inside there. That's what it's meant to do. Alright, lastly, take this piece here that's like this, fold it up, fold this one down like this. Come over here, that's going to fold up, and then this windshield piece, which is also the roof of the car, will flip down, and it's going to slide underneath. It's kind of this little top flap right here. It's going to slide right underneath there and peg in. So once you do that, you just kind of push it forward, and you're going to hear it snap into place right there. And now you got him all transformed up into his robot mode. And it's a good looking little robot mode. I think he looks really good. I have no issues with him. Well, I have one issue. We'll talk about that. But let me get the other one transformed up. I'm not going to do it on camera just to save time. And then I'll come right back. Alright, here we go, all transformed up. I went ahead and transformed Coprimozzo here, and then also this guy from the other company, which I forgot the name of it already. Anyways, they look good. These two guys look good. I liked him because of the die cast, like I said, but the problem I don't like, a few things. One, the chest piece. Again, I like this chest better. Even though it's a fake chest, it looks better. It looks more accurate to his small body than this one looks to his small body. So for me, yeah, you had that stuff hanging off his back, which I will say with him, he does have a better looking backpack. You can see his backpack looks a lot better right there. We look at these guys, and theirs is a lot. But again, it's that whole piece of the vehicle to include the windshield and the top and everything folded up on his back. But again, in all honesty, we're going to be looking at our figures from the front and not the back. So that looks better in the front, I believe, than this one does here. Also, too, like I said, this one was supposed to be a final release, and he is floppy as all get out. I mean, look at that. His legs won't stay up. It's just really floppy for this figure, and I'm just like, man, if this is supposed to be a final release, I mean, that's pretty horrible. So, decent, but not good enough. So you're going to go off to the side here, and let's take a look at these two guys here. That's what it's about, is these two. I love the head sculpt on this one. The face sculpt looks pretty darn good. I like the blue eyes on him. They got the helmet just right. The helmet looks good. Same with him over here. I think his face sculpt looks pretty good. Helmet looks good too. And those eyes are kind of like a goldish color. I mean, look at that. That looks neat. So kudos to them for these head sculpts here. And then articulation on these guys, and that's out of focus. Let's move you to the side real quick, bud. Articulation, you can spin the head all the way around. You can look up. You can look down. Shoulders are on a ball point, so you can do, or ball peg. You can go ahead and flip a ball point, whatever. You can flip those all the way whichever way you want. He's got upper bicep swivel right there. Coming down, he's got an elbow bend like this. Comes down here to the wrist. The wrists do rotate all the way around. They open up, and instead of giving that little strip kind of hole, peg hole, they actually give you like a small little peg hole inside of his hand there. So that one of his guns, and let me grab one, can just utilize that peg on there and just plug right in, which I think works better than kind of like that peg strip. Because that peg strip, a lot of times those don't even stay in there. So, mind you, I do have to get this just right to get in. But when it gets in, it holds in pretty darn well. Right. So it holds in well, it's not going to go anywhere. So I actually like this little kind of peg spot instead of that little strip. So take that out. And then coming down to the waist, it does have waist rotation as well. All the way around. The legs can go all the way out to the side. You can do a full split a la Van Damme right there. They can come all the way forward like this. They can go all the way backwards as well. He's got that swivel right there at the upper thigh. He's got a nice bend at the knee right there as well. The feet, they have a lot of toe tilt to the front, to the back, and to the inside and outside. He's got some pretty good toe tilt. Look at that. So you can get a lot of poses out of these guys if you so choose to. And just, again, cool little figures. Let's see. What you doing there, bud? Yeah. Megatron, don't kill me. I didn't mean to shoot at you. I'm sorry. I'm begging for my life. Don't do it. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. It's got a lot of posability on these guys. So really fun figures. Let me bring in some more guys to size comparison I'm with. Put your arms down right there. And let's see here. Who do we got? MP Bumblebee. Stand right there in the center. And that's a good size. I mean, they're supposed to be the same height, so that looks good. Works well together. So there he is next to him. I'm going to bring in you right here. You can scoot over. Just again to kind of show a lot of little mini bots together. See what they all look like. And that looks good. I think that looks good together. The one thing that is kind of out of scale compared to the way the cartoon was, and that is just because I rewatched the episode that I was talking about earlier. And I remember Prime talking to them, and Hound was next to Cliffjumper, and Cliffjumper was taller than that. Now again, I know the G1 cartoon always had the wrong height sizes in there, but in the cartoon, Cliffjumper was almost up to this part of Hound right there where that star is, kind of like that tall. So maybe that scale is off, or maybe this one's off, I don't know. But they still look good together, I think so. Get you out of the way here, bud. And let's see, what else can I talk about? I guess that's it. I mean, like I said, weapons. I mean, you can put all the weapons in there that you want. I still don't know what this is for. You know, robot mode, it's not going anywhere. So, I mean, maybe it goes here. You know, maybe, there you go. Okay, never mind. I found out what it's for. It goes right there under his hand. So, didn't show in the instructions, but you know what? And I really honestly didn't play with it too much here. But there it goes. It goes right over the fist. So, never mind. Look at me. I figured it out. All right, you guys, that is it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I will put a link in the description where you can order these from at Toy Dojo when they come out. I'll have a link in the description for both of these guys here. I want to know your thoughts. Let me know, do you like them? What do you think about them? Better than this guy? Worse than this guy? What do you think? That is it, you guys. Thanks again for watching. And as always, until next time, stay safe.